Alright, so we're going to finish our investigator setup, and the first thing we'll do is put the give the investigators the sanity and their stamina. So I've already done that. Michael McGlenn gets 3 sanity, which is this chip here, 7 stamina, so 3, 3, and 1. I've also placed their weapons, spells, skills, unique items to the right of the investigator cards for easy reference. We've also given them sliders for the skills. So these sliders, each turn, at the upkeep phase, you may move them 1 position up or down. Actually, you may move them however positions that your focus number is. So for Michael, his focus is 1, so he could only slide one of these sliders up or down once. So if he slides the speed up, he cannot move any of these. Vice versa, if he slides his fight down, he cannot move the speed up. So he can only do 1 modification per upkeep turn. So this is where we do a little bit of planning and think about what we want our investigators to do on the first turn. So for Michael McGlenn, his starting location is Ma's boarding house. And I think generally in the first turn you would want your investigators to grab some clues on the board because they would disappear when gates open up at the locations that they're at. So Michael starts over here at Ma's boarding house in the south side neighborhood. And his nearest token is either Silver Twilight Lodge or Historical Society. So to get to these positions, he would have to move 1, 2, 3, and he would be able to go to either Silver Twilight Lodge or the Witch House. He could also move to the Historical Society, and that would only be 2 moves. Michael's speed could be 2, 3, 4, or 5. So what I think I will do is head over to the Witch House, which requires a speed of 3. That would make my sneak 3 as well. In terms of fight, Michael has a bunch of physical weapons, the Tommy gun and dynamite. So I think he's pretty good on fight to begin with. So we're actually going to keep the fight at the lowest level and keep the will high at 4. Finally, we have lore and luck. Now Michael doesn't have any spells to cast, so he doesn't really require lore right at this moment. There are certain things that you would draw in encounters that would require you to do lore checks, but there definitely are also things that would require luck checks. So we're just gonna put our luck at maximum and lore at minimum for now and see how it goes. So that would be Michael McGlenn's setup. For Daryl Simmons, our second player, his starting location is up here in newspaper. So I think what we'll want Daryl to do is I think we would want Daryl to collect some clues as well, because he only starts with 1 clue. Or alternatively, because Daryl has starting dollars of 4, and he would also get $2 upon the upkeep phase with his retainer, he has quite a bit of money. So the other option that we have is for Daryl to come over here to the curiosity shop and do some purchasing of unique items. So at this location, you could purchase, you could draw 3 unique items and purchase 1 of them for the list price. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's take that chance. We're gonna let Daryl travel here to the curiosity shop and buy some unique items. Buy 1 unique item. Okay, so to get there, Daryl would need at least a speed of 2, but there's really nothing to sneak around right now. in terms of sneaking around monsters. So I think we'll keep him at a 3, which is not too high or too low, for flexibility in later turns. In terms of fight, Daryl does have a magical weapon and a physical weapon. So he's not too bad on fight, but he would need some will. So maybe we'll keep the fight at the lowest point here and keep the will really high at 4. And finally, I don't really see any use for lore at this point, so we'll keep our luck at 4 and lore at 0. Our third player, Gloria Goldberg, her starting location is up here in the diner, Velma's Diner. So I think what I would want her to do is head over to Independence Square and grab that token. So she would need 1, 2, 3 movement points. Alright, so we need 3 movement. That gives us 1 sneak, which isn't the greatest. Gloria has a Tommy gun, so she's good on fight. We'll keep our fight at 0 and will really high. And finally, she has some spells that would also give her pluses to combats, but we don't really need those just yet. So we'll keep her luck high at 5 as well. So that would be set up for Gloria for now. The next step is to prepare the monster cup, or the monster bag in my case. So this is where you would put your monster tokens into whatever cup or bag, whatever container you may have that would allow you to draw them when you need monsters. We're almost finished the setup. We're gonna shuffle these 2 decks, the Mythos deck and the Gate Encounter decks. Okay, we'll shuffle these. We'll also shuffle the Gate tokens. We're gonna place our investigators onto the board. So Michael McGlang goes on Ma's boarding house. Daryl Simmons, he will go to the newspaper, the top of the board there. Gloria Goldberg will go to Velma's Diner. So these are the starting locations for 3 investigators. Everything is now in position to begin our game. The final step of the setup is to draw one of the Mythos cards, the green Mythos cards. So we'll do that right now. When you draw your first Mythos card, it cannot be a rumor card. So there are 3 types of Mythos cards: rumor, headline, and environment. The first card that you draw for the game cannot be a rumor card. And we have environment. There's a lot of text and iconography on this card, and there's specific steps on how to resolve the card. So the first step is to look at the bottom left corner here with the location, which says Independence Square. So this is the location that a new portal linking to the other world would open. So we'll have to go ahead and draw a gate token and see what we get. So we'll draw one of these, and we have the City of the Great Race, which is not bad for your starting other world. So we'll put that at the Independence Square location on the board. When you place a gate on a location, the clue disappears. So we'll lose this, it goes back into the box. But we'll go ahead and place our gate, the City of the Great Race. Alright. The next step is to draw a monster to signify the monster coming out of this new portal that just opened. And the monster that we get is the Gug. The Gug at the Independence Square. After resolving this first left corner here, the next thing that we look at is the right side of the corner, which signifies monster movement. So basically what it says is if there's a monster with the green or diamond symbol on their monster token, they would move along the white lines, whereas if there's a circle, if they have a circle symbol, they would move along the black lines. So you can see that the location has an arrow with colors. In this particular case, either way, the monster would move out of this location, following the black and white line here. We don't have any monster movement for this card because the monster that we just drew, the Gug, has a slash symbol, which is not on here. So this monster does not move. The next thing is to look at the clue appears at text. So the clue appears at the unnameable location. So we'll grab a clue and put that at the unnameable location. So we'll put a token here, and we'll have to grab that quickly before a gate opens up there. The final thing that we have to do is resolve the text here. So for this environment card, it says, investigators who end their movement in the river town streets may choose to delve into dark mysteries using a life force. They may roll dice equal to the current stamina, and for every failed die, they lose 1 stamina. If this reduces them to 0, they're devoured, and the player must start a new character, otherwise taking 3 tokens. Okay, so sort of a sacrificing way to get some clue tokens. So we can think about that as an option. Because it's an environment card, it will stay in play until we draw the next environment card. So I will go ahead and place that in the board here to remind us that this is in play. Finally, as part of drawing a Mythos card, we'll have to add a Doom token to the Doom track. So we have our first Doom token at number 1 here. Right.